Hello, everybody. Jeff Gaduk here from Leisure Group Travel Magazine, and I'm delighted to have with me this afternoon Joey Spellerberg from Moostash Joe Tours. Joey, how you doing today?
Hey, very good, Jeff. Thanks for having me.
Good to have you on board. It's been a little while since we've connected in person, and wanted to try to get your gauge of what's happening in the recovery of the tour business. I guess first and foremost, for those that are not familiar with the company, talk a little bit about the organization and what you guys do.
Yeah, absolutely. Our company's Moostash Joe Tours. We're located in Fremont, Nebraska. We've been in business since 1975. Our company focuses mainly on retail tours. So we have about 100 to 150 retail tours ranging from 1 day all the way up to 15-day, mainly motor coach here leaving from Nebraska. So our trips leave from Omaha, Nebraska in the Midwest. We've also grown to offer cruises and overseas tours as well. It's obviously been pretty challenging time, but I seem to be pretty optimistic about the future. And I've been able to try to keep as many of my staff as possible. And our goal right now is just to kind of weather the storm and be patient and wait. And waiting is the hardest thing to do right now. But I think when this breaks, we're going to have a lot of demand back in our industry. So that's
good. So talk a little bit about your return to touring plan. Do you have anything on the books, anything coming up that it looks solid for the summer, fall at this point? I know some of the bigger operators have suspended operations, but you guys are in a unique little environment there.
Yeah. We're a little more agile, I'd like to say, than maybe some of the big guys, to where we could look at our tours and maybe pick out a couple that we feel comfortable with maybe operating. And back in April, we decided to put a peace of mind policy together that basically limited all future tours for this year to half capacity. Then we relaxed our cancellation policy. So we thought, well, if this is going to last, let's just see what kind of demand is still there throughout the rest of the year and kind of work with it. I've kind of, we've had meetings with my staff that I really just want to try to, if we can, operate maybe a dozen trips would be from now until the end of the year. And that might be, Branson, that might be short, maybe 1 or 2 day tours that we have. But just looking at our fall at this point, we have a fishing trip in a couple of weeks that goes up to Minnesota. It's a 5-day tour leaving from here in Nebraska. It's a 1-day drive and then 3 days fishing and 1-day drive back. And I have 20 guys paid that are going to go on that. Nice. Obviously, they know the risks. We have, an updated liability form. We've, briefed all of we're going to have a seating chart and are going to do some things to make sure that they feel comfortable. But, they've expressed interest that, hey, we want to go, we're ready to go. And so we don't see any reason why we wouldn't operate that trip at this point.
That's awesome.
You're looking at that tour. You're looking at, one of the other ones we're gonna be doing is the Kentucky Derby. If they still have fans, that spectators there, we have people that have paid and ready to go on that, and possibly Colorado and some states around us could be possibilities, and it's all just going to depend on, can we put an itinerary together with stops, with restaurants. And it's going to take some revisions of probably our itineraries. But, if we have people that have signed up and have paid and we have opening, in states are open from, that's how we're looking at it, kind of at a tour by tour basis.
That's awesome. Well, it's certainly hard to get more social distancing than fishing. You
right.
Deliberately do not want to be next to the guy who's next to you. Otherwise, you're going to be untangling your lines. Between that and golf, I think you picked a good coming out product. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
I think one of the uniquenesses about the smaller operators is that you're just generally closer with your customers. So as you guys have kind of gone through this process and you've had to cancel tours and you're looking at rescheduling, talk about some of the feedback you're getting from customers. Where's their head right now?
Yeah, I was just speaking to my sales staff this morning on kind of how that's going. We've kind of worked through a lot of the meat of our schedule already with canceling and refunding, and it's really kind of unique because the people that are still signed up for tours right now through the fall and through Christmas, they really want to go. I mean, when we're calling them to say, hey, we're canceling, you know, some of these tours coming up in August that we've had to cancel, and maybe now it's creeping into September, they're disappointed. I mean, the folks that are still signed up really, really want to go. And so what that's telling me is that, okay, there's a good portion of our customer base that no matter what's going on, they want to go no matter what. And I'd say that's probably about maybe 25%. Obviously when we first started, we had a ton of cancellations, just, you know, obviously with everything going on. And, you know, there's going to be, I've said maybe about 25% that might not go here in the next 1 or 2 years. They're just kind of just going to really, really wait it out and
tired, scared,
lost them. Yeah. But then, you know, but I think there's that 50% that depending on what happens here, you know, maybe with a vaccine, as sentiment begins to change, we start coming back again. I think they're going to be ready to go immediately. So that's you know, I think we're probably as close to our customers. I hope we try to be as anybody. Yeah. And I listen to the phone calls all day, and when I'm talking with them and try to ask them where they're at. And so we're planning our 2021 schedule normally. And you know, I don't know, nobody knows when it's going to break. So you just got to stick to your plan and work your business. And eventually whenever it breaks and if people start booking again, you're going to want to have inventory. You're going to be ready to run again and roll again. And, you know, is that going to be this year? Maybe not. Is that going to be spring? I don't know. You know, I'm kind of optimistic about next summer and next fall. That's kind of where I'm at this point. But it's all a matter of can you just weather the storm and wait this out? So
sure. One thing we know for sure is there's going to be pent up demand from people who, like you said, that 25% of your database who is itching to go and they'll go anywhere. Yes. Our objective then as an industry is to welcome everybody back through safety protocols and through just a really great product. Now, you mentioned that you guys are focusing on 2021. Is it similar type of product, or are you trying to change things up a little bit? Where's the thought process as far as building product for next year?
Yeah, we had I felt like coming into 2020, we had a lot of new objectives and things we were releasing this year that we were really excited about. And sadly, we haven't operated a lot of those things. So what we've been doing is just kind of carrying some of that over. You know, Jeff, I'm not really changing up our product line, you know, going crazy with that. I just feel like we worked so hard to develop the line that we had, and the vendors, the unknowns is, you know, what is the vendor and suppliers going to be like next year or in the future? And so for me, when I'm planning, I'm thinking, well, I hope we're still rolling with this. You know, I hope this is still going to work. And we got people, you know, and our vendors and suppliers and everybody's going to be on board, you know. Sure. So it just I think reassurance from our supplier and DMOs and is going to be huge as we come out of this. And just to say, hey, Mr. Tour Operator, we're here, we're ready for you. You know, things are open. You know, if something closed, we want to let you know. And you know, so I haven't really changed much of you know, we had a very diverse line of product. Obviously, the cruises are going to be tough already. First quarter, you know, even second quarter. Some of the overseas are going to be tough. So we're really getting back to our niche of domestic motor coach trips, right where our bread and butter has been. That's how our company got started. So we're going to go back to our roots a little bit with that. Yeah.
Well, one good thing about this, you know, we talked about the people that are raring to go, and that 50%, if that's what it represents in your audience, is the fact that you guys are vetting the process and working the vendors, making sure that things are open, not only safe, but just the experience is going to be there. That peace of mind for travelers in knowing that they're not going to go on a trip and every door that they open or try to open is closed, or it just doesn't quite live up to it. So that's something that an experienced tour operator can provide. So I think you've got something in your favor there.
Thank you.
So what else has been keeping you busy over this time period? You've obviously not running tours. What else you been up to?
Yeah. I grew up here in Nebraska. In my hometown here is Fremont, Nebraska. I mentioned we're about a town of 26,000 people. And I decided here, this was in November to January. We thought about running for mayor of Fremont, and decided there in January that it was a decision, that it was something that I wanted to pursue and give it a shot. I love my town. My dad was a huge community minded person, and this is a place that I want to be able to give back to and serve the people here. And so we had the primary in Nebraska in May, and I was successful and won that. And now there's 2 candidates that are going to be here in November that the people of Fremont will decide on for their next mayor. So our current mayor here decided not to run again.
Okay.
It's opens up another opportunity, and to be honest, through all this kind of virus going on with my business, it's been nice to be able to focus on something else, have another goal and have something else to accomplish. And I've really enjoyed just meeting as many people as I have. Campaigning in a pandemic is not very easy. The whole goal is to get out and see people, and that's one thing that's getting tough to do. I've visited with a lot of folks here, and again, love my community, and really it's just a heart to give back. And my kids are 5, 3, and 3 months. I also had a girl, Ava, here in April. So our family it's been quite a 2020, Jeff. It's been a lot of ups and downs. I wish I could say every day was exciting and great. You go through a lot as a person going through this, with the business and travel and everything. And so I sympathize with a lot of people in our industry. I want us to stay positive, and we'll be back. We'll be back stronger than ever. It's just, we just got to weather the storm and be patient and hang in there,
Absolutely.
So.
Well, certainly the perspective you have from traveling so much will help you improve your community in your hometown. I think that's really the major benefit of travel, is that it opens your horizons to how things are done in other parts of the world and other parts of the country. And to be able to bring that back to Fremont will certainly help the citizens there. So best of luck. If I could vote, I would certainly cast my ballot for you, my friend.
Well, maybe you could help with a couple campaign speeches. I kind of liked what, your comment right there. I'll have to use that, huh?
Whatever I can do to help you. Well, Joey, I really appreciate your time today on the Zoom call, and we'll certainly catch up as we get through improving conditions here. Appreciate the insight into your business, and
Sure.
Best of luck going forward.
Jeff, thanks again.